Today's episode of Cocktails and Conversations is all about the journey through womanhood, mindset, money, and everything in between. And I couldn't think of a more powerful or grounded guest to explore it with than Davina Forbes Williamson. As a multifaceted business owner, leader, mentor, as well as co-CEO of the Forbes family group, Davina is a quiet force in the world of legacy building and wealth creation. But beyond the boardrooms and bottom lines, she's a woman who has lived a full spectrum of life's transitions, navigating career pivots, emotional pressure, identity shift, and the silent weight of always trying to have it all together. We talk about what it really looks like to evolve from adulting to leadership, from burnout to breakthrough, and from external success to internal clarity. Davina opens up about the moments that tested her, the re-collaborations that she didn't see coming, and the self-awareness that it took to rebuild, emotionally, spiritually, and financially. We unpack the myth of balance, the reality of high-functioning breakdowns, and the quiet courage it takes to pause and rewrite your story. With a cocktail in hand, of course, we reflect on legacy, not just in wealth, but in wellness, intentional living, and emotional freedom. So whether you're navigating your own crossroads or simply needing a reminder that it's okay not to have it all figured out, this episode will meet you right where you are. So pour yourself something you love, settle in, and join us for a conversation that's raw, reflective, and full of the kind of truth that lingers long after the last sip. This is Cocktails and Conversations. Let's get into it. Hey, beautiful people. Welcome back to Cocktails and Conversations with me, Deborah Babbio. And I know I say every show, but the guest today, I don't even know where to start. I'm going to allow them to introduce themselves because I don't think I can even do it justice. Davina, please introduce us to our audience.
Hi, Debs.
Hi.
Hello, everybody. I'm Davina Williamson. Do I go over all the titles?
Yes, please, give them.
Okay, let me start. My 19 titles.
Please, show them. Tell them who you are.
I am the co-CEO of Forbes Family Group.
Yes.
I am also a founder director of 6 Degrees Talent, which is my own specialist boutique PR and comms recruitment business. I'm the founder of Black Yoga UK, something very close to my heart. I'm a yoga teacher, and I'm a life coach as well. So
you've been coaching me, so we're going to drop some gems today.
And an author now. I've written a book.
I didn't know that. Exclusive. Oh my god!
Yeah, and you know,
when we find it, what's the title?
It's just I'm with the publishers at the moment.
I'm getting the exclusive.
I'm editing. I'm in the zone.
Come on,
I got it out. Yeah, no, it's exciting.
Amazing.
And I'm a mum. I'm a wife. I'm a daughter. I'm a friend. I'm a cousin.
You're
all the
everything,
things.
and you're fabulous. And on that note, let's pour you a drink to celebrate. Oh my gosh.
Tequila.
Come on now.
I'm so excited. I have a very high standard when it comes to the alcohol.
Well, let's see what you think about this.
Let's see what you got.
Let's see what you think about
Okay,
this.
it's looking good. It's looking sexy.
Okay, one for you.
Sweetheart.
And one
it's
for
the
me.
good tequila.
It is. I leave the best for you,
Honestly,
my love.
this woman is style personified.
Okay. Cheers to
my
what are we
darling.
cheersing to? Cheers to you, actually.
No. Cheers to being blessed. Blessed and busy.
Blessed and busy. Amen.
Oh, Debs.
Did I? Come on now. Tell the truth.
No, Debs, you did the thing. Sorry, that is good. Okay.
I tell you every show.
No, honestly.
I tell you, God, if it's in my journey, let me open a cocktail bar. Because
honestly,
seriously,
you are.
Seriously? It'll be vibes.
No, Debs.
You just said she had high standards and she's saying.
No.
On camera.
My niece is a mixologist. She's like, literally, she works in...
Really?
And so like I say, and I've been drinking for 30 years. So I take this very seriously. And I only drink 2 things. I only drink tequila and Prosecco, right?
Wow.
So when it comes to my margaritas...
Okay, I'm glad.
It's beautiful. Thank you.
I want to start from the beginning. What were you like in school? What were you like, part of the cool crowd? Were you like, what would like your friends who knew back then say?
Okay, so I'm originally from Peckham, the SE15.
It would? Well, I don't know about South London. I don't know.
Well, let me
I
tell
would
you,
say I never crossed the river, but come on, South. Come on,
if you
South.
know, you know. I was a 90s girl in Peckham.
Yeah.
Estelle is like, you know that song
Yeah.
1980? That was my life. Like,
wow.
that song just personified, like,
Yes.
Southeast. And so, yeah, at school, it was an interesting one, okay? Because I was, like, the cool girl.
Ooh, I can see you as a cool
Who was
guy,
also
actually.
the chair of the school council from year
So
9.
academic
I was a
cool.
brain. Yes, I was a
Love
brain.
it.
And I was the youngest ever chair of the school council. So I was year 9 and I was the chair of the whole school council, right?
Wow.
Yeah, exactly. I was voted in at year 9 and I was chair for like the rest of my time at school.
Okay.
And it was so funny because I didn't care about uniform rules.
Right,
I do not
right.
conform. So I would have I got my mum to get me like dark navy skinny jeans, you know, like dark navy
For school.
with my shirt and stuff. And the teachers would be like, Davina, were those jeans? And I'd be like, no, they're not jeans, but we've got a council meeting in a little while, so I'm just going to go to that. So they sort of loved and hated me because I related to everybody. I was still like, smoking behind the sheds in the fields. I went to Waverley, which was like a notorious school, girls' school in Peckham, but I was an academic. Like I love reading. I inhaled books, and that was my thing. So
was English like your favorite subject, or was it more? Okay.
No, Ace English, went and did my A-levels. I love English. Even now, I'm reading like 5 books at the moment.
Wow.
Because again, like I say, new age spicy brain. So I've got like a book for bedtime, a book when I'm traveling, a book downstairs. When
Okay, what's bedtime book?
So at the moment, what I'm reading at the moment, my travelling book is If Beale Street Could Talk. I'm rereading James Baldwin. Love him. Okay. I'm reading Charlene White's No Place. No Place at Home.
Love you, Charlene.
Honestly, Char, it's my bath and bed book because I've got the hardcover. I'm reading the Quran because a friend of mine gave it to me, and I always talk religion a lot. I don't practice organised religion, but I'm incredibly spiritual, and I actually. I've read the Bible before. I've read the sutras, part of my yoga training and stuff. And I talk about Islam a lot. And a friend gave me a copy of the Quran, and it's such a beautiful text, beautiful piece of. So I'm reading that. I'm also reading. What are the other 2 things I'm reading? Because there's Megan Roxanne's Stop Breaking Your Own Heart.
We love
that woman.
She's
Such a beautiful soul.
Such a beautiful. And I'm all
Honestly.
about energy, right?
Yeah.
So it's like when I like. She basically Megan is behind the Instagram page, The Good Quote. If you didn't know, but she's also got a book which is really incredible.
Yes,
so
beautiful.
I love these women that you're yes,
absolutely. So that's literally my plethora of books at the moment. And then I was at my mum's the other day and I saw like Jeffrey Archer, Shall We Tell the President? Like, I grew up on Jackie Collins and that sort of stuff. And every now and then I'll pick up an old one and be like, my God, the world was misogynistic and racist.
Well, yeah.
So I'm always reading, and it's actually, I've got 2 kids, and there was a time where I wasn't reading because you just didn't have the time. And then I started reading again. I was like, oh my God, this is such a joy for me. And embracing the things that bring you joy is a massive part of how I live, right?
Absolutely.
And reminding ourselves that consumption can come from, everything we consume from the people we're around, the books we read, the social feeds. Yeah. And every time you pick up a book, you allow yourself to master what you're consuming. You pace yourself, you allow yourself to really engage and trigger your thought process. And
that's quite powerful because in this day and age where social media and our phones is like stuck in our hands, like words, the power of words and just seeing something. To be honest, I'm an audiobook girl because I'm always on the go. So I didn't sit with a book, but I do like that idea, like you're saying, like to just sit and really absorb and just let it consume you, let it just be. You're transporting you into something else because it's true when I'm listening to it, I'm doing something else, you're not really listening, but in a book you have to sit and actually read and get it in and maybe reread and it's all of that.
I remember the last book, on the Kindle, I've got a lady I know called Sarita Brown, amazing. She's written a book called To the Moon about her journey with her daughter Chloe, who's autistic as well. So I've got, those are my 5 books, and they're just like, it's so nice to just actually go, no, turn that off, turn that off. wind down, just be in your thoughts. You know what I mean?
Present.
Be present. That's,
present.
That is it.
Present.
So yeah, so I was a little bit of a school nerd, but a cool nerd.
We love that.
Yeah, no, and it's so funny. I reconnected with an old friend of mine who, when she left in year 9,
Right.
and we became pen pals.
Oh.
Like literally used to write each other
Guys,
letters.
pen pals is when you actually used to write letters to people.
Right, exactly. And she
You have to use a pen and paper.
She only moved to Birmingham. So dramatic in the 90s. And we were talking about I caught up with her the other day, and we were just talking about school and how vibes it was like, just leaving school, going down Peckham High Road, catching up with the Michael Ramsey crew, and if you know these schools, William Penn boys and stuff like that. And it was just such a simpler time, do you know what I mean, compared to now.
Yeah.
You know, it was just a simpler time to be, right?
Sounds fun though.
Yeah, it was jokes.
It was literally fun.
All dayers at the weekend, I mean, we just had the best times in the 90s. By 16, I was raving. Like, I worked a lot. So by 16, I left school. I had 3 jobs when I was doing 4 A-levels.
Girl, I hear you. I started working at 15. As soon as I got that NI.
NI number.
Literally, I was there, literally just clocking up £2.60 an hour in Shoe Express, yo.
Right.
I was living for that paycheck at the end of the month, yo. I was like, I felt good. I could go to the sweet shop.
Thank you.
I could literally go to the little I was doing the most. Like, I was earning my way.
Thank you. And that was our way, right?
Yeah.
That hustle nature, but not a culture. Just like, you just wanted to have your own money to do all the amazing things.
All the things. Like, because some parents were like, I mean, you got pocket money, but I just didn't get that. So I had to find a way. To literally.
My mum caught me smoking at 16, and she was like, "Oh, really? You got money for cigarettes? Well, here's your travel card money. Anything else you do for yourself." So she gave me my travel card money and £10 for lunch when I was at college. So I needed those free jobs to maintain the lifestyle.
Literally. What was the free jobs?
I used to at Pizza Hut Leicester Square, my first job at 15. That job
Leicester
was
Square
peak.
Central.
Leicester
Central was
Square.
like...
No, it was big.
That's where you get your big time.
I refused to work local. So I went straight to Leicester Square. I didn't want nobody to come see me. So I went to Leicester Square. And I always say it was like the best learning curve of my life. Because I was working till like 2. That restaurant was open till 4 in the morning at the weekends. And they'd give you a cab home.
Oh, nice.
And I used to do tips. I didn't even know how much I was paid an hour because the tips.
Was tipping?
I used to do about 60 quid a shift in tips.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah, because you just got to remember, it's all tourists.
Yeah, it's all tourists.
And Americans, Chinese, Russians, they just tip as the norm.
That's
so
very
it
true.
used to be best.
That's
And then
very
I used to do telesales in Putney. I used to sell magazine subscriptions of Cosmopolitan magazine and stuff. Although the best one to sell was Fly Fishing Weekly. Because they were like £150. You used to get commission, right? Yeah. And those people used to love their magazines. Like trying to sell a woman at Cosmo when they'd be like, I just pick it up.
Yeah, I just pick it exactly.
Yeah, no. I used to go for Science Weekly and Fly Fishing magazine.
Yeah, those ones, they're like, they don't leave the house.
Right. They want that magazine. I'd be like, oh, do you know the new boots are out? I used to go like I knew these magazines. And then I used to work in hairdressers. My best friend, her sister, and owned a hairdressers. Oh, wow. So that's how I used to get my hair done. My hair was fly. I had 90s Nia Long at school. Because my first job was 14 at the hairdressers. I went there yesterday, actually. I still go there now. It's my best friend.
I love
and it's so beautiful because I get to catch up with
congratulations to her because you've like sustained for this long.
Literally, they're based in Greenwich Elegance
So
Salon.
good.
The
So
quality
good.
of whenever I have to do something local, I'll go to a local salon. I'm like,
It's just not the same.
not like that.
I know women in our hair is a powerful thing. It's like a sacred thing. I think.
It is, and
Definitely.
it's such a soul warming thing for me.
Absolutely. For me,
I
it's
go
like
there.
Just my space to just let go and let someone take care of you, right?
Right.
It's just to have someone's hands in your hair. So it's a personal thing. So definitely, I get it. It's the same with my nails, the same with my hair.
This is
like
it.
it's very particular in who takes care of you because we're so used to taking care of ourselves.
Right.
So it's like if you're allowing someone to take care of you, you want the best. You want to feel good. You don't want to go there and be like, I don't know. And then you're paying as well. It's not like it's free.
Thank you. And you want to just be at ease because you're going to be so exposed.
Absolutely.
When your hair is washing, you're
Right.
in that,
you're
that
just
mirror
like in
looking like a lizard. You're like,
and the
who is
shrinkage
this?
is
The
real. And
shrinkage-
it's just like
literally, and it's just face.
oh, girl. So you just want someone who's
want
going to
to
understand
understand,
and nurture that. No, absolutely.
So yeah, no. And I used to rave like 5 nights a week. I was a party girl.
Are you doing 3 jobs and
3
raving?
jobs and 4 A-levels. I never forget.
Wow.
You know when they make you feel like this, when I started college, I went to 6th form and they were like, you have to write how many hours you work. And I was working like 40 hours and they were like, you can't do 4 A-levels and work 40 hours. And I was like, okay. They were like, you need to quit some of those. Like, I was like, yeah, okay. I was like, I got raving to do.
I love it.
I used to have a
I love
raving
it.
schedule.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Okay, you have to tell me about this raving
Raving
schedule.
schedule, Wednesdays.
Yeah.
Corks, cameos,
Oh,
or number 5.
Now you're talking.
Right? Wednesday nights, right? You know.
Yes.
Thursday, Samantha's.
Oh, I don't know that.
Do you not know Samantha's? New
No.
Bellerton Street. Vibes. George
no.
K, all the Choice FM DJs used to go do that. And then Fridays was SW1.
Oh, yes.
There'd always be something going on.
Yeah.
Saturdays would be local. It'd be some local shebeen or dance or something down in South, Datey South. And then Sundays was Coliseum. Standard.
Yes.
And that was
yes.
my raving schedule. And I used to rave 5 nights a week, work in between,
Girl.
do my A-level. So I've always been
That in that mood,
going,
yeah.
100%,
Go,
100
go.
all the time with everything.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, that's the nature of me, basically. Like I'm all or nothing.
All or-
and I'm a real
Preach.
Taurian.
I'm
either
I'm
doing
the
everything.
same.
I'm doing
Literally 0 to 100. I
nothing.
don't know what that middle bit is. I'm trying to learn to bring myself to the middle, but I'm always 0 to 100. Like the perfectionist. Like if it's not this, it can't be this. I guess it's a lot sometimes. But especially when you're young, I get it because like I said, I was literally working to Express. I was literally sneaking out to go to party Eros in North London and like just
I remember
Eros.
Eros. Yeah.
Literally, I was working to get my car. I was like zipping. Me and my friends. I was the driver. It was like, it's you. You're in the house. Sorry. I wanted to. I know what kind of life I wanted for myself. Right. I really wanted to not break the rules from that African parenthood, or like I saw my sister follow everything my father was saying, and I was like, I don't want that life. I want a different life. And we were always like butting heads, and I just wanted, I just knew the world was much bigger than our house, right? And the street we were in and people. And I think a little bit of it was a bit of people pleasing. I wanted people to like me. I wanted to see what was out there and things like that. So it's like, but also just have fun. Just have fun, meet new people, and just live.
Yeah,
Live.
I think
I was like,
we're both like,
Yeah.
you know, children of immigrants, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And their version, I think I was like, my mum came when she was 9, and she was like a little bit of a Brixton party girl when she was young, but then she had my brother at 19 and just switched it all up and became super like responsible and sensible and stuff. But she allowed me
kids
to
would
live.
do that to you.
Yeah. No,
But some
kind of.
Some. That's very true. Because some people
some
people don't.
But it was interesting because she gave me a lot of freedom, and all my friends are older than me. So I'm 45, and all my friends are like late 40s, 50s now. And we used to go raving, and I used to be the one that got us all home because they'd be like, I can hold my drink. And I don't know, it's the Peckham in me. Like my six, I always watching my six.
Ready.
I mean, don't get me wrong, we used to jump in cars with strangers to get home. If you ever came out of Camden Palais, there was no cabs. You'd be like, you know that guy? He says he lives in New Cross, and we'd all just pile in his Golf or his Fiesta, right? And get home. I mean, me and my friends were the worst. I was the worst for boopsing. I just be like, let's just get a ride. And they'd be like, how are we getting there? I'm like, we'll get home.
Figure it out.
We'll get home. We're fine. We're fine.
We'll figure out. Find somewhere. And
when I
it
think
was
back,
safe.
I got a whole door. I'm like, oh
You're
my
never.
God. Like, we used to get in cars with strangers at 3-4 in the morning.
But technically we do now. Uber's like...
It's basically
then
Uber, but we
strangers.
didn't even pay.
But
it
at
was a
least
different
we
vibe.
didn't know.
I don't know.
It was a different vibe,
really
a different
was.
energy.
These guys were cool. Sometimes we would even give them a number. They'd just be like,
right?
oh my God, the rave was wicked,
I
innit?
feel like back in... I don't want to say back in the days.
It is back. It's 30
but
years
like
ago,
it was
babe.
like... I feel like society was more willing and helpful and everyone wanted to be... Whereas now it's a little bit like...
I feel like we were more of a community, right? And it's interesting because now we're re-embracing that.
Yeah.
You know, like how
we... Yeah,
that's
very
really
true.
interesting. But when we were at school, you were only 2 degrees separated from
That's
anybody.
very true.
You'd be at school, you'd be like, oh my God, you go to my class?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I
my
need-
cousin
Papa, I
goes
need
there.
this, I need
My
this.
uncle,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah,
And
yeah.
therefore, so you'd be in a rave,
Yeah.
you'd be there on that, and it'd be like, oh, you'd meet somebody through somebody, and it'd be like, how you lot getting home?
Yeah,
And then you'd
yeah.
be like, oh
They
yeah.
cared, yeah,
And
everyone
that's the
wanted to
thing.
be-
That's the other thing. Like the guys cared.
yeah,
They'd be like, how you getting
yeah,
home?
yeah.
And we'd be like, oh, we're gonna get. No,
Yeah,
it's
I'll-
cool.
I'll take
we'll go
you.
Brixton. We'll
Yeah,
just go drop
yeah.
you. Blah blah. But I mean, wild. Don't get
So
me
wild.
wrong. Like
But I kind of missed it.
I
though.
do miss
And
it.
there was no socials. There was no... You just... We
You
were
came
in
out
there.
so sweaty.
Oh,
Oh my God, the way you went in a
literally
rave.
was like dripping.
I used to have the, you know, like I
Yeah,
used to have the knee long,
yeah,
really
yeah.
short. Girl, that was like a little poof. by the time that came out. Like,
I'd say, but
everything
you didn't
was
care.
done.
You were just
the eyeliner
outside.
was down here.
It was just
you
all
were just, oh my
vibes.
God, the
It
big
was
raves,
all
the big
vibes.
Camden Palais ones.
And just like sweatbox.
Yeah,
And it was just
sweatbox,
like,
the Emporiums, and oh, good.
it was good.
The
It was
best of
good
times.
I feel like nostalgia is back though. Like I
Yeah.
feel like people are wanting those kind of community things, and I feel like that's I don't know. I think is it? The slow jam raves. Was
Yes.
the one that I don't know. He does
slow
it.
jams.
Yeah. I feel like that's because that is that right.
It's
You go
basically
and
reliving
It's
the
reliving
90s
those
energy.
times where it's like it was just people in a space and we're just having a good time and it was just all love.
It was all love, exactly.
It was all love.
It
and
was
it's just-
all love,
yeah,
actually, and I think
yeah.
that's the thing.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, there'd be the odd shooting or gassing if you remember it still Peckham. But, you know, even I remember, like, a place would get, like, gassed and people would just stay in the rain. Or there'd be a shooting up. You just stay in the rain. People like, did they get him? Is he gone? Yeah, cool. DJ's back on. And you're just like, what would we do? Usually dance, usually bubble.
Oh my
It
God.
was just such a...
Oh my God.
So yeah, and I, you know, my friends, I mean, like I say, all my friends were a bit older, so my mum was really cool because she knew how to save people. We'd all stay over each other's houses afterwards, and we all worked.
Yeah.
So there's 3 of us that used to work in the salon, and we'd be out on Friday till like 4 or 5 in the morning. And we get home, catch a 2-hour sleep, and be like, nudge each other. You know, we've got to be at the salon at night. And we'd be there, and we'd work the day.
Literally,
We'd work the whole day.
I hear you.
We would regroup,
You
and
just-
9 o'clock, we're ready. We're back at each other's house, putting
exactly,
on
ready to
mascara
go
again, ready to go.
Me in that car, I always had to change your clothes. I park up, go to work, do things like do a little nap in the stockroom cupboard, and then come back, and then go again. So where we hitting tonight? Okay, am I picking you up? Literally,
You were the driver.
I was the driver. So that's why I can't really hold my drink too much. But
it's not in you.
Literally, it's not in me because I was always have to be the one awake and just ready to get everyone home. But I just loved it. It was just like it was just vibes.
It was
just literally that community and sense of like being together. And now it's not, you know, pick up the phone and just to show it. No one knew, like we were just there.
Oh yeah,
like,
there was no mobile. Literally, I mean, I got mobile at 16, which was a real thing.
Yeah.
But realistically, you just be like, I'll meet you outside
Right?
exit 10, and you'd be there. You would be there.
It was literally that. I'll meet you here
Exactly.
at this time, and everyone would be there.
Everyone
Everyone
would
would
be
look
there.
out for each other. It was so. Oh my God.
It's vibes.
Okay, so how did we get from that
version?
to
So so did my A levels. Decided straight away. I was like, uni's not for me.
Oh, really?
I did not go
Why
straight to
did
uni.
you think that?
No, it wasn't a thing in my family. Like nobody had been. You know, like it's really interesting the Caribbean versus the African diaspora, right? Because the African diaspora was like, you're going to university.
When I said I was going to do creative, my father was like, "What? You going to do what? Was it what?" He didn't even know what fashion design was. Like, no.
Where you find that thing? Where did you find that thing?
Literally, he's like, "You're going to do what?" You didn't,
exactly. And I was always working, and I kind of at one point I was like, I really want to be a teacher. That's very much in me. Then I saw the salaries. That's not it.
We love you, teachers.
We love you. No, honestly,
you're doing
they're
God's
so
work.
badly underpaid.
Yeah, they are.
It's the one thing that we have to change. If we talk about social justice, it starts with the nurturers need to be paid well. Our teachers, our nurses, our carers.
Yeah, you're right.
Don't get me started yet.
As a whole.
Yeah, exactly.
As a whole nother.
So, and then I went into admin role, as you do, you know, like, cool. And I was really lucky because by the time I was like 18, I'd sort of, like I said, I was a bit of a nerd, right? So I'd spent a week with Harriet Harman in Parliament.
Oh, wow.
I did work experience at the South London Press because I wanted to go into journalism. And I'd been doing,
asking the hard-hitting questions. I love it.
I'd been doing radio shows, radio segments for BBC Radio 4 at like 15, 16. They wanted like insight into teenagers at the time. So I did a few. I must actually find out if they're in the archives.
Oh, wow.
So I was doing that. And I really loved that side of things. But again, it was all this kind of go to uni. And really like financial, I remember looking at it all and thinking, I don't think my family can afford this financially. And I didn't want to get into that kind of debt. I was working and I just thought, let me start working and work it out, you know? And that's what I did. So I worked at, my first job was a diving company.
Oh, wow.
And I used to organise holidays to the Red Sea for tourists, but I also used to work for the Ministry of Defence. So they used to send all their like soldiers, their I don't know, the divers, Navy SEALs and stuff.
Right.
Not say that's the Americans, but to the Red
the
Sea,
divers,
the divers
basically, yeah.
to the Red Sea to do their training, and there was a lot of politics around it because the Red Sea was very restricted. So I worked with a company doing that for a couple of years.
How did you find that?
Just
That's
listen,
so
in the
random.
newspaper, Evening Standard. You know, back in the day
Really?
when you go for the Evening Standard and there'd be jobs and
Wow.
admin support, admin assistant. There was no jobs
Oh my God.
Indeed or
Indeed,
anything
or
like that.
LinkedIn, yeah.
Exactly. So I did that, and then I remember I decided really early on I didn't want to go into the corporate world. It wasn't for me. My friends that were going towards that city life.
Yeah.
I was like,
You just like, nah.
why are you in grey? So
And the tire's strangling you.
strangling you, and you look so sad. So I remember walking into a recruitment agency a couple of years on. I was about 19, and they did secretarial and admin recruitment into media environments.
Okay.
And I remember walking into this gorgeous, like pink neon office with all these women working there, and I sat there, and they were like, "Do you want to work here?" This is me, and that's the kind of person I go in, and people are like, "Oh my God!" Like, they were like,
The
"Do you wanna
energy,
work here?" The energy.
yeah.
And I was like, "Yeah, this place is all right. Covent Garden, Maiden Lane, good for raving. Like, can get about, like
Priorities.
literally priorities. Like, yeah, where's the bars? Like, but and I love them. And it's an agency called Integra, and they did secretarial work into. So I started there as their office admin.
Oh, wow.
And these women, I'm still friends with them now. 7 of us.
Yeah.
We're still with the same partners, which is really
Oh,
weird.
I love
Because I met my now husband, when I was 16.
Oh my God, yeah, I
In
want to get into
between-
that.
We'll
I
get into
wanna
that.
get
In
into that.
between all the raving and the outside business, I met a guy from Wembley, from Peckham. That's how outside I was. That's how outside I was. My husband came from a whole, like,
The other side of the-
literally the other side. The Bakerloo line didn't even go as far as we lived when we got together. But so I started working there, and I loved recruitment. I loved the fact you got to meet so many different people all the time.
Yeah.
And, our clients were like Channel 4, ITV, Channel 5, all the big Havas, and those sort of agencies. And I was there for a good 3 years, like living my best life. And then I wanted to kind of move up into like to be a consultant. I was like, I can do what you lot do.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
what are you talking about? I was basically
you were
interviewing people and
literally-
anything, just not making the commission. And it was really funny. My boss at the time said, Dav, you're brilliant, but I don't think you're ready. I think you should go and do something else before you choose this. And at the time I was pissed. I was like, who are you to tell me?
know?
So smart though, like it was true.
Oh,
It was really true. So I went to work at a media planning buying agency, Zenith, and funnily enough, Danielle, my co-CEO from Forbes Family Group, he's also married to my cousin, who's one of my best friends.
Oh my God.
I'd helped her get a job there.
Oh, I see.
About a year before.
Yeah.
So when I was like, actually, I'm leaving, I'm going to try something else. She's like, I'll come and work here.
Yeah.
So we worked at this. So I went to work there. Again, got a job as the office manager to a new digital team. And me and Danielle and our other friend Tasha, who we're all still friends now, we were there, all PAs in this media agency. And the industry, the media, PR, comms, advertising industry in the 90s, noughties was wild. It was the best time ever. You got paid to drink and go out,
and
basically.
just schmooze, basically host people.
Literally, we worked in media planning buying, which was very much the sort of business side of advertising. But the freebies, like all the media owners would be sending us parties. We would be at Channel 4
Champagne
parties.
and
We would be
this.
and all the industry is very like boozy. So every client lunch was at really nice restaurants, Jason's and Quags and all this sort of stuff. And we'd be
And
living
all on
that
the
life.
company's
and
dime.
all on the company's time. There was a pub. We were in Paddington. There's this pub across the road called the Dudley Arms.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, the amount of time we spent in that place. I mean, sometimes we'd go there at lunch because there's nowhere else really to go. You had to walk 15 minutes to get to the closest sandwich shop. We go at 12 o'clock and leave at 3 and go back to our desk and send a couple of emails and go back at 5. And you'd be with the directors. This is the joke.
Yeah, it's not like you're
You'd be with the visitors.
This
They'd
was
be
the
like,
thing.
where are you going?
Even if you don't go, it's like why are you not coming?
why you not
Right?
coming?
It was part of it to be
It's the
the camaraderie.
camaraderie of it, like after work drinks,
Afterwards,
was all
it's a thing. It's an absolute
I
thing.
used to get me and my husband.
That's where things happen, like business
that's when-
deals, raises, promotions.
Thank
Because like they
you.
want to get to know you. They want to know. So it was part of it. Was part of it.
It was part of the lifestyle.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
And it's so funny because me, Dan, and Tash still really good friends now, as you know.
Yeah.
And our other friend Aisha, she worked at MTV at the time. We used to have this standing date on a Tuesday. We called it Sex and the City night. We go
Love
Tiger every Tuesday.
Oh, Tiger.
See, I'm all about the I live the life. If you grew up in the 90s or noughties,
Yes, it was a good time,
it was
yo.
the best times. Every Tuesday we go Tiger, and we'd £10 whip, £10 whip, and that would see us all night. It was R&B night, so we'd be there with our booth. We had a standing booth. 2 platters of food and just drinking all night, and funny enough, that's what led to my yoga journey later on. But it was great, and I was in there, and then I really missed recruitment. I missed the autonomy. I missed the delivery. It was more me, and when I went to leave, they were like, oh no, go into marketing, go into this, go into that, and I was like, no, I actually just want to get back to helping people. There's a part of recruitment that is helping people.
It is
because whenever you're looking for a job, it's a really transitional time. You're at a crossroads,
and that next job could get you. I'm a testament to that, because the journey I've been on, that one decision or that one job or that placement or obviously you have to have work ethic and work hard at anything, but it is that transitional period, because that next job could then pivot you to, or elevate you to, or put you in rooms with, and you just
But here's the other thing. I always say this as well. Like work, even if you work in a corporate environment, when you work for somebody, it's about 70% of your week mentally.
Oh, absolutely.
From Sunday night, about 7-8 o'clock, you're thinking about work, right through to Friday when you finish. That's where you are. That's your. So if you're not happy at work, everything else is affected, and that kind of led to the coaching side of things, because this is what I found with people. A lot of people, as I've gotten on in my career, when they're not happy at work, they're just unhappy with everything. But often it's not the job. It's not the other things that the boundaries they're not creating, because work is only there to sustain you, right? But we've been convinced that work is everything. Our productivity, our worth is through our job titles and our salaries. And that mindset is what often brings us down, right?
Because you're preaching here, man.
It's so
you're
true.
Preaching here.
And I if work is to sustain you. So when you're giving too much and you're undervalued, underpaid, working too hard, that's when it all starts feeling crap. When people are happy at work, it's because they've been paid enough, their hours are good, and they've got enough of their life to go on. It's not about balance. It's literally about boundaries. No, absolutely. If it ain't yours, then there needs to be a boundary. So got back into recruitment, went straight into PR and comms recruitment, which I didn't know much about. PR's like the baby of advertising. Do you know what I mean? Like it's the baby sister of all the industries. And I remember seeing the salaries being like, is this what you are paid? Like, I'm gonna have to place a lot of you compared to like planning and buying and stuff. But I loved it. I loved PR people. I love their energy. They're like me. The amount of my clients that offered me jobs along the way, they're like, you are that person. That whole you can sell sand. I don't try and sell, but it's just in my nature. If I believe in something, that's it. You're not leaving without it. Like, sort of thing. So I went to work at a recruitment agency, and I just loved it. Absolutely loved it, and it created the course. It decided the course of my career, and I was able to make a lot of money like really quickly by working really hard. Okay, and that difference of not just relying on the salary that I was set. Like my base rate was actually really poor, but my commission was high because I could place people, and the industry was so buoyant and growing. So that led to recruitment. Worked there, and then I worked for a bigger agency called Major Players, and then that got taken over by a really big agency called Randstad, and suddenly it started getting corporate again. And I'm not about this corporate lifestyle. And then I set up my own business. I think it's 14 years now with my business partner John. We were heading up teams at Major Players, and it got sold. And like I say, they were trying to sell us into this very corporate, big And I'm just like,
That's not me.
I get in at 9:15 and leave at 5 to 5. Like,
I'm at a pub at 12 and come back at 3. What do you mean?
basically, I go
is
get my
this?
eyebrows threaded
What is
in
this?
Wembley like every 2 weeks, like on work time. It used to be a thing. I'd be like, yeah, I've just got a client. I got a client meeting, and I would literally jump on the train to Wembley and go, because eyebrow threading in Wembley was peak. £3.
Mate, I used to remember them times. £2. I think £2.50.
Literally.
So you've got the business. When did FFG come about?
My cousin Dean, who people may know, Dean Forbes.
Dean Forbes.
There's a list on him as well, but Google him.
You can Google him.
Google him.
You can
This is
Google
what I would
him.
say.
Yeah.
Google him.
Yeah.
Not my time.
Yeah, no,
Joking.
exactly. You Google him.
But,
We love Dean, but Google him.
Exactly. And at the time, he'd just taken, he'd sold one of his companies to a bigger group, and he was going to have to work in that group for a couple of years. So he had FFG. He and Dan were already doing little bits and bobs in terms of charitable work. And he said to me, he's like, look, you know, there was a local football team that had been in our community for ages, 10MB, only black-owned football team in South. And they were really struggling.
Say their name again?
10MB. Oh, yeah, they've been in, they're in Lewisham. They're based in like Downham area. Okay. And Dean had gone there as a kid, and his son had gone there as a kid. His dad even like played there. So it was like it was set up by a group of men that used to work at a steel factory called 10M, I think. And that's why they set it up, because they weren't allowed to play with the white teams. So they set up their own team. And, you know, it's really interesting, their story, great. And they've got like about 18 teams under 18.
Okay.
And about 40% of them couldn't pay the subs.
Right.
So they would subsidise them.
Oh, I see.
And they had a hall that they would rent out for 9 nights, funerals, christenings.
Right.
During COVID, that income went.
Yeah.
So Dean wanted to help them out. And he had some other things that he wanted to do with FFG. And he was like, look, I've taken this job. I can't really be doing this and this. Will you come on as the CEO and basically do the stuff for me? And I was like, look, I'm not doing anything right now. This is right up my street. And there was other things he was doing with mentoring and stuff. And that was really close to my heart, because my industry, the PR and comms industry, is notoriously white. Yeah. Right? And not even just white, it's upper middle white. It's, you know, the socio-economic and lack of diversity. It's like 70% of the industry is women, but 70% of leadership are men. There's so many disparities.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it was close to my heart at the time. I just set up Black Yoga UK as well as an Instagram account, because again, you know, suddenly that whole 2020 just had our veils. You know, I was saying about the veil was lifted, and we all suddenly were paying attention.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Dean asked me, you know, I've got a few things. There's a couple of small businesses I want to invest in. Do you mind like taking it over? Because I know you understand that business. And I was like, yeah, as long as we can do some bigger mentoring stuff, some networking stuff for young people coming up in the industries. So it started there, and it was basically Dan was doing the work with the charities that they work with, ACLT and stuff. But the FFG, as it kind of has evolved to now, started with me, Dean, our creative guy at the time, Sam, just Dean coming up with ideas, me putting it together, and Sam making it pretty, sort of thing.
So what was the core mission of
the
FFG?
core mission was
Old Family Good. What is the core mission?
Dean had what I felt was like the worst tagline in the world. Do more good. I love it. Do more good. I was like, but that was the concept.
He does want to do more good.
And literally, if we actually boiled it down, that's what it is. We just wanted to do some good. We understood the privilege of our position. Like I was very privileged in that I had my own business. I was able to live a very kind of comfortable life. Because of the opportunities I've been exposed to. I still put it down to because my first job was in Leicester Square, Pizza Hut, as opposed to Peckham, you know, McDonald's sort of thing. I was exposed to people that came from all walks of life and had all these big, like you say, they opened up the world for me. So, and that's always been my path. Like everywhere I've gone into, it's exposed me to the women I worked with in Integra. They all had this blueprint of meet a guy, get engaged, buy a house, get married, have kids. I'm like, oh, that makes sense. Do you know what I mean? Like these kind of things that create.
You saw it was possible. You have to see it to believe it,
Right,
right?
and they're in their early
if you were
20s and
back
late
in
20s.
Peckham and you see that,
It was very
versus,
different.
like you said, the pizza, it was like literally lots of tourists. So you saw different cultures, you saw different languages. Like
I
you
worked with people. There was like
literally-
27 languages at Pizza Hut Leicester Square.
yeah,
You know, we had
yeah,
Brazilians and
yeah,
South Africans. Everybody was
So
from
you
everywhere.
expose, your mind gets to just
Right.
really expand. So yeah,
And they take you places
Yeah.
that you wouldn't have gone and
Absolutely.
have access to.
Absolutely.
So you know, and similar with Dean, you know, his path has been that he's been around people that are above him, and that's the thing. Like, you know, sometimes there is the element of you need to see it to be it.
Yeah.
So we were aware of this privilege and this network we had as well. We both know people and could still even pick up a phone.
Yeah.
And we were like, how do we create a conduit between what we've achieved and what we're doing and the kids that were us 20 years ago?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? The people, and it, you know, it was never a race thing, it was a socioeconomic thing. If you're from ends, you're from ends.
Yeah. Yeah.
Your ethnic or racial background, irrespective, you're from ends, and your life is going to be, you know, through that filter. So we wanted to create. We know that there were people that, you know, people were just starting to contact Dean and be like, oh, can you help? Can you do this? Can we get a mentor? And there was only so much capacity, so we decided to formalize what we were doing. So and it's really funny because the structure of what we started then still was very much what FFG is
and
now.
I love that because no shade to anyone, but like the other side have been doing it for forever. They teach them from young.
Right.
They
right.
in
Who
that
do you
community.
know?
That nepotism has been there. So therefore, if we're doing it for ourselves now, I'm like, well, more power to it. We need more of that, and I wish, and I feel like we're getting there. But I feel like our community needs to understand the power we have together, and understand that we can really rise because everyone else is doing it.
Right.
Everyone else is doing it.
Every
The
other
Asians, the guys,
community.
every other
Every other
community is doing it but
community.
us. And I feel like we're slowly getting there. It's a bit slower than I would like, but it's definitely
our diaspora is different, right? We've
Yeah.
been separated quite from our very first introduction into Western culture has been on divide and conquer. It's
Absolutely.
you know, that has been how we've how they've gotten so far. It has been on the backs of that
that's true.
you know. So you know, it's a case of us re-embracing what is I call a village mentality. We are village people. We are tribes. We are tribes in villages.
Absolutely.
And
You're so right.
it's not that we're all the same.
Yeah.
Or we all have to be besties.
Yeah.
But we're all rowing in the same direction.
Exactly. And we all
Do you know
want
what
to
I mean?
grow and
And
expand and
we can all collaborate and all still reach.
Yeah.
I say to people all the time, and so many new businesses that, you know, we obviously work with a lot. I coach a lot of people who are starting founders and stuff. And I'm like, why are you not collaborating with this person? Or why do you feel like your business can't be that? There's a Coke and a Pepsi and a Tango and a Fanta and they, you know what I mean? They all exist.
I would say if Brick Lane survived in COVID, there's enough for everyone.
There is enough.
They're all selling naan bread.
Thank you.
And they all, literally, no one closed down. Brick Lane is still there, and they're all selling the same thing, and they're all there.
Right.
Like, so we can
do
all
the same.
coexist. The bread aisle is full of how many multiples of bread?
And the reality is they're all collaborating. Why do you think every can costs the same?
Literally.
Like that's that's what people don't realise. Like everything costs the same because they all go,
They
all right,
know.
how much you gonna charge? 125. I got you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll do
Yeah.
125 too. They're not silly. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just the case. There's 8 billion people in this world. There is something for everybody.
Absolutely.
And you can't please everybody. But you only need to please
Absolutely.
0.0.01.
Right.
0.0, you know, to still be successful.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So like I say, it started there. And then, you know, Dean, we realised really quickly that Dean's particular journey and his trajectory, you know, he's a unicorn. There was only, I think he's one of 8 non-white people in the world who manage billion pound companies. So he's literally a unicorn. And we saw that and we said, you know what? Let's use that.
tell the story.
So, and you know, we've got a brilliant content team. The social currency.
You guys
team
are so good.
amazing. Like
So good.
Ali's incredible.
Absolutely.
Ali's vision is like spot on, and that elevated us. Like we would do, but we started doing the first radar event we did.
Oh,
there
yes.
was about 60
Anne-Marie
people.
invited me that.
Yeah, the very first
No,
one.
not the very first.
Yeah,
I
the
think it was
very
there.
first radar we did was we did it at a private members club in the city. We were very much like the people in this room are the biggest value for you. these are other people that all want trying to do things.
Yeah.
There could be somebody in here who's going to change your trajectory if you just. So we encourage that networking, that hot sense of community, and that the response to that was incredible. And then we had another one, and suddenly it was 150 people, and then the last one we did was like nearly 400 people.
Yeah. I think it's like the last one.
And it was, it's incredible to see. I mean, we had about 3,000 people apply, so it's hard.
And that's the power, and that's the once the see it to believe, right? Because to see what you guys do, because to be honest, when I got invited, I was like, what is this? I didn't get it because we haven't
It
seen
doesn't
it.
exist.
It doesn't
What the
exist, and
version
it's
of
like
it.
also our community, we're very skeptical because everyone's trying to get
Sell
something from me or
something.
sell something or this. Like I don't know what it is, and are you truly for me? Are you? Because like you said, we've been so divided. It's been that divide and conquer for so long that it's like, oh, and then to see it, to be in the room. Oh, it was so powerful.
Beautiful.
It was beautiful.
Yeah. And
it was to see us all in one place, and it wasn't a rave.
No,
It
exactly.
wasn't
This
a rave,
is
'cause
it.
we
There was
see us
no
in a
DJ.
rave,
No DJ.
right? It was a rave where people are actually wanting to connect.
Connecting.
People are actually wanting to do stuff. You're hearing people's businesses and how people are like, oh God, I never thought that exists. Oh my God, like. It was really, really beautiful. Really, and the people you have in the room to speak, and someone who's like mentoring this, or this one's got this company, and you're managing this fund. And I'm like, whoa, this is possible.
This is it, and that's
This is possible
the
for
things
us.
that we don't know that
Right?
the head of entrepreneurs
Yeah.
at Coots Bank
Yeah,
is from
right?
Stonebridge. Franklin, amazing.
Literally.
The head of comms and people at Virgin Money, Sarita,
Literally.
she's from Southeast London. We're out here doing bits, and it actually came from the Power List. The annual Power List, right? The Power List is incredible. What Michael's created is absolutely brilliant.
Michael.
The Power List is, the 100 most influential Black people in the country, in the UK, from the diaspora, from Caribbean, African American origin. And I remember going to the first one with Dean, because Dean was in the Power List for the first time in 2020. And oh my God, I remember writing a press release at like midnight. Oh, that was crazy. This is what I'm saying. There was no team, so it was like just me on the phone to Samuel going, "Yeah, we need to get this out now." And he's going to be on BBC in the morning, and all this stuff. But we went to the first one, and you get this amazing book of all the people, and I'm like, oh my God, like the Sharon Whites and the and if they're and they are the head. Microsoft, Google, all these big companies, Netflix, all people from our community in these top jobs, but you would never know.
I must say,
that's what we wanted to change.
I hear that because we're so conditioned to be doing
Humble.
200 and not even humble, like working 200. You don't have time to be like flashing this is what I do. You're just trying to stay in the job. You're just trying to not get people to look at you sideways because they've never seen a person of color in their office before.
So true.
You're just like, for me anyway, I can speak for me. Like that's how literally I was very much. Now people tell me, "Oh, God, you're inspiring your journey," and blah blah. I'm like, I was just trying to stay alive, So I guess that's what everybody else is doing because in those spaces they're not made for us.
Right.
So when you make it, you're like,
Let me
keep
just
it.
keep
Let me just keep it.
Yeah.
Let me just keep
But
it.
here's the
And
other
it's
thing,
that.
there's no platform for it either,
Exactly.
right? So, and that's
I guess it's
what we wanted
powerful to see,
change.
but yeah, absolutely.
We wanted to create a platform to introduce and showcase people
that are
who
really doing
in
the
these
things.
these jobs. Do you know what I mean? Who's
Yeah.
doing these big bits in corporate environments, especially because don't get me wrong. If you're in music or fashion or sports and you're black or brown, everybody knows you. But that isn't the same for the corporate world or the media world or and that's what we wanted to shift. So that's what Radar became about, like giving these people a platform and being able to share the content of what they were doing and their journeys, most of the point. Because I think this is the whole thing as well. People see Dean and they're like, yeah, I want to be him. It's like, bro, this guy started selling phones for Motorola. He was selling phone contracts. Like, it didn't start here.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? People are like, oh, you're doing this. It's like, yeah, I started in doing admin. And that's the bit people
journey.
miss. The
That's what
manager roles,
people
the
miss.
assistant roles.
Yeah.
Those
The
roles,
graft.
the graft.
You're in the trenches.
Before you get a business card, before the
literally.
PA and the office.
Before the team,
There's
before anything, the
exactly. There's
graft.
so much that goes into that.
Yeah.
And again, it was, sharing that actually it is possible because a lot of people from our community, they get to manager level, but not getting into that director, C-suite. it feels so hard.
It's like that. It feels like you just get, and also because I get it, because it's like I feel like that sometimes. I feel like I've literally used all my energy just to get there.
here.
Now I have to
Level
I
up
don't know.
again?
I don't
Level
know.
up again?
It's like I'm done. I'm
Right,
done.
exactly.
And it does. And I hear it. But it's needed, and it's so refreshing to see, and it's so beautiful to see, like what you guys have curated, and the network, and the just the
And the
environment to
community.
see.
And then we got the community side of it, where we
absolutely.
are always, the charities that we see as, again, from our communities, local charities that are struggling. And we were like, how do we get money to them? How do we get some of this energy to them, that support? So, the stuff we do there. And also small businesses, we wanted to help invest in small businesses without trying to bleed them dry. So we'd be like that place between a loan and an investor, and we were...
Because it's hard to get an investor, because you have to get all the things, and you're not
due
there yet,
diligence,
but you need
haven't
the
got
this.
it. So we would give them legal support, the accountancy, the website, the advertising, the marketing, and we would give that as well as, and we would never take more than like 15% of anyone's business. Do you know what I mean? And they wouldn't have to pay. So that was, those are the things that we were doing. Sort of, I say informally, there was a lot going into it. And then, as I say, the rise of FFG has happened authentically, because we've never been pitching or selling anything. We never had any intent beyond just being.
You didn't. And once I got in there, it's definitely that is so true. There's no underhand. There's no like you want nothing back. You just, it's pure intentions. It's and that's what I'm saying. It even makes it more beautiful. And that's when we met. And I was just like, we just gravitated, because I just saw what you guys are doing. I'm all about energy, and that energy was pure. It was real. It wasn't like you came into the room and be like, okay, so we brought you into this room to be. It's like, no, we just connected. Let's talk. Because women don't have that. We just we're so on the grind, just trying to stay alive, just trying to be this, and it's just sometimes just to sit and just to actually share, commune, and understand. Oh, actually, you were like, oh my God, I'm not alone, or oh my God, I was thinking this, or just to really just let go
and
of some
celebrate
of that.
each other. There was that moment where we were
Absolutely.
like, oh my God, like you're doing this.
You're doing this.
Yeah.
And when I was telling Shay my story, and they're like, wow. And it's like, it was really, really beautiful. I want to get into obviously being a woman, being a CEO of this, having your own business. How do you balance that with relationship, being a wife, being a mother? Because I feel like women, there's so much pressure on us, right? I would say, I'm not married yet, I don't have kids yet, and I can barely look after myself. I'm running my business, I'm like, how do you, give me some tips.
So by the time I was 30, I had this construct in my head. It started as a joke, me and my friend having a laugh, because we'd gone out for drinks. I was like, check me out, married, mortgaged, MD. And this is and then I had this construct that actually became like a, do you know, like in Inception, that seed that is planted, but it's so deep in, you don't realise that's what you're actually doing. So I had this concept, I needed to be married, mortgaged, MD, mum, and the size medium. Because I was like, I've lived in a bigger body, and that's the way I describe it. Like, I was fatty bum bum, if you want to be mean grandma. Because these aunties don't pet.
Oh my God, you don't.
Yeah, so I was always bigger. And it's only my wedding was when I was like, oh my God, because my mum was like, if you can't lose weight for your wedding, you can't lose weight. My mum, listen, don't. Yeah, that was a line.
Oh
literally.
I love
and I remember
parents.
literally, I got a chipped tooth because I went on the Beyonce juice, the carrot juice, ginger, cayenne pepper. Yeah, I did that, and I was doing cardio every day, and I slimmed down for my wedding, and honestly, when I think about it, but so. That the size that's why the medium thing was in there. So being a size medium was like the goal. It's been like a 10 to 12, So this construct that I had, my pace in life was just based on maintaining those kind of 5 things. And I did everything at 100. So got married at 30. I'd just set up my business about a year later, which was going really well. But the first couple of years.
Oh God, girl.
In it.
In the trenches.
Right.
Even though you've done so much, it's not like you just woke up and wanted to do a business.
You've been doing
it, right? But when it's your own.
When it's your own, you got to be in. So I was like, every client, you know, going
Yeah.
out with
Yeah,
my
just-
clients,
yeah,
out everything. You couldn't invite me to nothing
Yeah,
that I'd say no,
yeah,
because everything's an
yeah,
opportunity.
yeah,
And you know, and when I'm not there, I'm on the laptop till all hours.
Laptop is bare. It's
And,
literally
yeah,
like on the lap.
This is it.
Everywhere
Thank you.
I go.
It's always
on the
open.
la-
It's always
always
open.
open.
It was always open on the table somewhere on the bed, like always
Literally.
open. So I'm doing that. Had the big wedding. We had a massive wedding. We had like 180 people for the ceremony, 400 at the reception.
Wow,
We
wow.
both come from big
Sounds like-
families.
yeah, I was gonna say African wedding
We come-
type
yeah,
vibes.
exactly. We both come from massive families and really close. So did all that, and then I had my son at 33, and so I'm now a new mum. And then my mum got diagnosed with cancer. Almost out blue. My uncle, like the patriarch of our family, had died, and she got diagnosed about 5-6 months afterwards. And when I had my son, I got in really bad sleep habits. I was probably sleeping about 3-4 hours a night between the feeds and whatever.
Yeah.
And then 9 months, he was in nursery. I was back to normal living.
Wow.
Mum got diagnosed about 6 months later. But at this point now, in my life, is this, you know, like this whole live like a CEO life. I'd get up about 5:30 in the morning and I'd be at the gym by 6.
What?
I would do a spin class or a circuit class. I'd be home by 5 to 7 because my gym is at the bottom of the road. I would get dressed, get showered, take my son to nursery, jump on the train from nursery straight into work, meet my business partner. We had drinks every day. I didn't pass my driving test till I was 38. That's how committed to drinking I know.
You didn't pass driving
38. I was pregnant with my second child. And I was like, yeah, this Uber life ain't gonna work with two. I know. I'm committed to drinking, like, honestly.
Oh, I love it.
I also spent a stint working for a private hire company. So I used to have cars all the time, so at my disposal for free.
Yeah.
And that really wasn't
was
good
just
for me
like,
because then I kept in
just like,
contact with all the drivers when I left. I'd be like, hey, Tone.
Hey,
Like,
where you can
you just, So I did
Yeah,
drive.
yeah.
I was always drinking.
I love it, but it's
This
there.
is
Don't
my
drink
life.
and drive.
This is who I was, party girl. Like I say,
Don't drink and drive.
party
So it's good.
girl.
You find ways
in
like,
all the ways.
Yeah.
So I'd go to work, do that day, finish, come home, 5 o'clock, pop to another gym session at 5:30, another spin class or circuit class. Come, my husband pick up my son. I'd do dinner, and then I'd probably go and do a yoga class for about 90 minutes, 3 nights a week. And then I'd be outside in between that. If, me and my husband's like a bit of a homebody, I'm little Miss Outside, and that was the thing. So I was at
And it
that
worked for
pace.
you guys
And it
in
worked for
terms
us.
of-
Oh, yeah. But funny, at that time, our marriage was not in a good place. Like, we've been together at this point, 20-something years. We got this new baby who has effed up our double income, no kids yet life. Dinky life is the best. Like, when you can go to your partner, you want to go to Barcelona this weekend? Yeah. Just book it. But you got this kid and it changes everything. But I didn't change my pace. I didn't adjust for that version of myself, but I was doing everything at 100. I'm making organic baby foods for this kid every day.
Wow.
I'm do everything to perfect that perfectionist kind of mindset.
Yeah.
So I'm doing the most and I'm crumbling internally. I am crumbling. I'm under it. I'm drinking way too much. I'm self-medicating, however you want to prescribe that. But, and I'm not, me and my husband are on the outs. We're like drinking. We're like almost divorce lawyer, like searching. And there was this weekend and it just all blew up. Yeah, we just had massive round, stuff was going wrong. Mum's cancer was great. She had the surgery and she was fine. She's in remission. But it was a
tough time.
It was a tough time. I've never been, and I was
pressure.
still doing everything. I did not once change my pace. And I had a psychotic break. I literally had a breakdown. I was filled with rage. And rage.
Why rage?
I think I was angry at how much I was doing, how much I had to do, how heavy the load was. And how I had no release. And I was doing all the things, I'm going gym, I'm doing yoga, but I'm doing everything with no care for myself.
Why did you feel like you
It's
had
my
to?
nature, it's who I am. It's just like I say, I was the school counsellor at year 9. The expectation of me was always the social construct.
Oh, yeah.
The 5 M's that I'd planted as my being, all of those things. you know, it culminated to this point, and I was tired. So for 2 days, my family, because I said to myself, I was like, I can't do this, and I phoned my mum. I was like, come and get my son. I can't do this, and me and my husband were rowing. I was like, you know, and they took me to the doctor. They took me to A&E. So I was hysterical, couldn't sleep, hadn't slept in about 3 days at this point. I remember taking my son to the Paw Patrol concert in Wembley and then come back to go out for my friend's birthday. And it just all culminated. And I remember going to the hospital and I did that thing, right, the mask, you know, like I talk about the veil, the mask. And the minute I was talking to the doctor, I was fine again. I was going, no, I'm just under a lot of stress and da-da-da. I think my family had just been really dramatic. You know, they're just a bit worried, but I'm fine. And then I go home and I wasn't sleeping and I was hysterical and so on. And 2 days of this, like literally, they've taken me to the doctor. And then this night, I was just filled with rage and I got so mad, I started trashing the house. And my neighbours called the police. And they came and my family were like, look, she's going through something. And they were like, we're just going to have to take her. Like, she's obviously like so mad. And I'm literally in the back of a police van for the first time in my life at like 30, what am I, 30, 35, 36 at this point. I've still got the scarf and the handcuffs and I am going mad. Wow. My mum was in there with me. I feel for her because she was so scared. Daughter, she was so scared, and nobody knew what to do. I'm usually the person that would have fixed it, or took that person down, or whatever. Oh, wow. Nobody knew what to do, and I hear
the sense of rage because it's true. You were the one who was deaf. Yeah. Oh wow.
I was the one, you know, and so I got taken to Maudsley Hospital, which is a mental hospital in southeast London, and I'm so mad. I'm like, what the F is going on here? Are you lot mad? Even in my madness, I'm like, are you lot mad?
How dare you do this to me?
To me, like, I'm like, you lot. Yeah. So then I'm like,
one more thing.
I'm like, I'm going to show you lot mad. Yeah. So now I'm even madder. Yeah. And they've put me in this room, and I'm just like, I'm taking out my extensions. Wow. I'm like, okay, I'm so angry. Right. And I still, at this point, I haven't slept for like 4 days. Wow. And they sedate me and stuff, and I don't know, after about a day, you know, my family had to leave me because the police have now got involved. I'm on the 72-hour hold. I'm on the 72-hour hold, and I wake up, I literally wake up, and for 2-3 days, I'm in and out of sleep. They give me sedate, they're checking on me, I'm in a room, and I'm in and out of sleep, and in this time, I thought I was dead. I genuinely, if you've had, what I now know is a psychotic break, psychosis. If you've had, I've got a couple of friends who've been through it, and you genuinely, nothing's real. You can see everything, you're interacting with everybody, but nothing's real. You're in a completely different existential pain. And I thought I was dead. I was like, oh my God, I'm dead, and this is purgatory, and I don't know where I'm going to go. And at the time, I see this now, I was really spiritually bereft. I'd fallen out of love with organised religion. I wanted to have a relationship with God, but I didn't understand how, because I couldn't do it through Christianity anymore, and so on. And I remember just really just going, God, like, I don't know what this is, but I'm here, and, you know, help me, like, sort of thing. So 2-3 days later, when I've got sleep and I've woken up, and I'm like, where am I? Like, what is going on? And I've literally like got up. I'm like, why am I here? And they're like, well, you've been on the 72-hour hold. I'm like, okay, so can I go now? They're like, well, no, because you slept through it. And when the psychiatrist came to see you, you weren't able to. So he put you on a 28-day hold. And I'm like,
28-day?
I'm like, excuse me? I'm sorry. Wow. So now my family's come and see me. I'm like, well, what's going on? You lot signed me over to it. They're like, it wasn't us. We couldn't do it. You can't. I'm like, no. Like, I'm like, now I'm literally in a mental hospital and I'm fully awake. I'm fully like, okay. And I'm like, oh my God. And I say this, I'm an extreme person. I'm living so hard that it was obvious that my break was going to be really extreme. Like, when I say to people, I can see you breaking, I can see you're under stress. That is why I see it. I see it in women. I see when the pressure's building. I see when the load is becoming too much, but they're dealing with it. You're in it. And they're so in it. And that's why I'm like, seriously? Now you get it.
I get it.
And I don't lead with this trauma, right?
Get it. Of course.
And this is the thing. Some people trauma bond. I don't trauma bond.
No,
this
you
is
didn't.
Something
you never
that
led
to
with
me.
that. But like, thank you for sharing that, because I get
it's a lot. Like, people just suddenly go, oh my God.
But also, I feel so privileged that you shared that, because like you said, you don't lead with that, and people really hold that But that's a beautiful. Just to see that you released that with me. That was just beautiful. But then also now everything's coming to click, and also now I'm like,
truth.
literally, when she says it, she's really meaning it. You know, some people say it,
This is it.
and just that they say it.
Yeah.
But you're coming from that place.
Coming from a place where I thought,
and you want the best for me, and it's so beautiful.
it was always visible. Like in hindsight, my friends, everybody knew a bit of what was going on. Like one friend knew where me and Jay was. So one person knew where my business was. One person knew how much stress I was under with mum's. People knew little bits. Cumulatively, when they came together, they're like, "Oh my God, how was she doing all of this?" And I'm supporting friends at this time, and I'm doing all the dabs that everybody is used to.
Yeah.
So I'm there. I'm like, this is a madness. I'm literally in the madhouse going, this is a madness. And then I start. So I'm back to myself. You only see like an actual doctor like once a week. So they're like, there's nothing you can do. You're here for 28 days. I'm like, hold my tea. We're not doing this. But I tell you what scared me. Two things scared me. So I'm in Maudsley. I'm on this ward. There's 12 women on this ward, and 11 of us were black and brown. Like literally. Right, you could say it's the demographic of the area, or you could say that black women are not allowed.
We're not allowed
to be.
Oh God, I just feel seen right now.
Right, we're not allowed to be angry because we're the angry black woman. We're not allowed to be sad because then we're depressed. We're not allowed to have highs and lows because we're constantly under attack. Right, so allowing ourselves to be weak because we're supposed to be strong black women. We're supposed to be magic.
God, that narrative.
That whole narrative is so damaging.
It's very damaging because you hold it all in. That's what you do. You're doing it.
Your inception seed. It's the seed.
You're literally just holding it all in. I've got it. I'm doing it. I just need to get it. I'm gonna get it. I just need to. I've said it to myself many times. I just need to get to it again. I just need to
get to there. And that was us. The other thing, we were looking for a house. I mean, even in the midst of our marriage not being, we're looking at 5 bed. We're looking for the bigger house because we've got the baby now. We're looking for, I had so much pressure. All I was doing at night was, like I say, looking at houses, the business, the baby, his milestones, the nursery, searching for the nursery, and all these things. And all these things culminated, and it just was way too much. And so I'm there, I'm in Wales, and I'm like, I'm not. But all these women, they are black and brown, and like at least 4 of them, they're like me. They're like, I just couldn't cope, and I've had this breakdown in my family. And they put me here. And oh my God, there was a woman there that was like really senior in a music company. I won't say which one, but she was like a senior executive there. There was, it's such a plethora, but we were all black and brown, and that was very scary to me because I saw the pattern. So I got out in 9 days, basically, because I threatened to sue everybody. I threatened to sue everybody. I was like, no. And I was like, there was so much that's wrong in the mental health system as well. Anyway.
Definitely, that's a whole
and I was very quickly able to basically, and they were like, obviously you've had this break, and I was like, I'm not taking medication. I don't need medication. It was very much, for me, it was a moment. It was a culmination of an unsustainable lifestyle, and then this happened. So, I'd never struggled with mental health before, but this is why mental health is really close to my heart, because people believe, you're depressed, you're always depressed, you've got anxiety, you're always, no.
People are high functioning. It is because you are literally in it. You don't have time to be depressed.
Right, and that's
that's the core
I
of it.
didn't have time.
You didn't have time
to feel all the things
that you needed to feel,
and then it all culminated in rage because I'd been holding it all in, and that anger created a situation it was the whole thing.
Oh my God, this is going to be help so much of our listeners. If you're listening and you feel this way, please seek help. Talk to someone.
Speak to someone. Lessen your load.
What would you have done different? Like if someone's listening around, they're feeling like I can't. I have to just hold on. I have to. What are some steps that they can do?
I would have had therapy. I would have put my.
If you can't afford therapy,
and that's the thing. Even after I was on the waiting list for like a year and a half, I had to pay for my own.
Right.
Like even after having a whole psychotic break and being in the system,
I'm telling you,
I had to then.
The system is so against us.
They phoned me like a year ago to be like, "Oh, are you not all right? This is 8 years ago. This is mad." So, but yeah. I was talking to people, but here's the thing. I'm super funny. So I was doing like a stand-up. I would be at my friend's house giving a whole stand-up about all the things that were getting to me. and going, oh my God, da, 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 da. And they would be on the floor in fits about my, you know,
Your
the
whole-
comedy of it
yeah.
all. Because there is comedy and tragedy,
Yeah.
right? I'm on bants now. When people are like, but did you go more sleep?
Yeah.
Like, and my friends are like, nah, girl, too soon. But I was on bants like the week after.
Yeah.
Like, and it was really serious. But I tell you something, it was the best thing that could have happened to me because it completely
Just changed everything.
realigned everything. My priorities changed entirely. And all of my, I have to have,
All
I
the
have to get,
all
it
the
went.
things you had to.
I literally just went. And actually, you know, I say this now, my desire for the material is the lowest priority on my list. And as I say, and funny enough, the yoga practice that I'd been using, because everything's transactional in this world, we were saying, right? Even my yoga was transactional. My Apple Watch would be on. I'm like, how many calories I'm burning? And now I meditate more than any meditation. If that's what I would change. That is what I would change. Sorry. Now you said it. Meditation is a savior in the same way that you can look at religion. Meditation, if praying is when you speak to God and you ask God, meditation is when you listen. It's when you hear it. And I mean this in the sense that we are all divine. We are of God. If you, whatever religion you believe in, you are in God's image. You are God. You are of God. So divinity lives within us. And when we are quiet,
Oh wow!
when
We're
we
emotional here.
when we quiet all of the constructs that we've been told we should be and how we should act and what we should be, and you sit in yourself, purely just you and your breath, and you realize this is just a vessel, and you sit in yourself, you connect with yourself and you connect with God or whatever universe, whatever that is, and that is what I would have changed. Like the whole point of yoga, the whole point of asana is the physical postures, is to prepare the body to sit in meditation. Sadhana is the 8 limbs of yoga. I could talk for hours about it, but the whole point is meditation, to sit in bliss, like enlightenment, right? And that comes through meditation. And meditation's hard because...
I've tried it many times and I just...
And I get that. And I would do all the yoga practice just to get to that shavasana at the end and sit in that 10-minute shavasana and feel so lifted by that. But I would never go to that. That meditation was a bit, I was almost scared of. People are scared of meditation because the more you sit with yourself, the more you see yourself without it all, without all the veil and the constructs and the mask. So yeah, that's what I would have changed, because meditation has changed my entire life. And my meditation practice came from my yoga practice. And the yoga that I teach is hatha yoga. It is it's about breath work. There is movement, but it's about meditation. I do 15, 20 minutes shavasana because I need women to be in a place where rest isn't transactional, where they can sit in their bodies and just be. You find out so much about yourself when you stop listening to everybody else. And that's all the voices that you've been listening to your whole life. And that's what I would change. I would, in an ideal world, I would have everybody meditate. That's why I say to everybody, when that alarm goes off in the morning, you're going to press the snooze button anyway, meditate. Just sit in your body. Just move your pillow, lie flat on your bed. I put my legs up in the air because it's so important physically for you've been pulling your body. Your body's been lying down, so your blood's pulled all night. Lift your legs back up in the air, send blood down to your pelvis. You re-energize yourself, your energy's in it. And I put my legs up in the air, and for that 9 minutes, I sit there with my hand on my heart and my hand on my belly, and I just breathe. And I don't think about anything, and I check in with myself, and I go...
How do you do that, though? Because, not think about it, the world, when you're in that, right, you're doing all that, how do you actually... force, but let your brain not think about everything?
Concentrate on your breath. Buddha says, if you can concentrate on your breath coming in and out, if you concentrate on your breath for 8 breaths, you are in meditation. And that's it. Everybody thinks a meditation is this. Meditation is just quieting the mind. And the way you quiet your mind is you focus on your breath. You focus on the breath going into your body and leaving your body. Just that whole, because as I say, most women only breathe into their chest anyway. When I do my yoga classes, I'm like, pull down your waistband, let the belly out. I let my belly out, and people are like, oh my gosh, you let your belly out. I'm like, let your belly out, stop restricting yourself, and breathe into your stomach. Your lungs take up this much space and all the way to your back, but you're here breathing like this all the time. I see it, and I go, you know me, every time I say, I'm like, breathe, breathe. But if you concentrate on your breath, literally, I'm inhaling, I'm exhaling, I'm in it. That's when that's all you're thinking about. You have to focus it to then not focus. And detachment, you know, it's in the sutras, and sorry, the Bhagavad Gita says detachment isn't about not owning anything. It's about nothing owning you.
Sometimes I'm like, do I just give all this up and go and teach English in Bali? Or do I really want to be Deborah who's doing this and being out with Usher and and doing the boss babe and I'm like, is this what I really want? I thrive in it. I'm good at it, right?
But I think the better question is, why do you want it? It's not whether you want it. Why do you want it?
Oof, I need to sit with myself on that one.
Yeah, it's the why. And that's the thing. It's the why am I doing this? Not can I do it? Of course you can do it. Will I do it? Sure you can do it. Why am I doing it? It's like the CEO I spoke of, Ilona, the one that sold Iris for full. Do you know what she did? Like, I think a couple of months after she's exited the business, she went on a 3-week retreat to the Himalayas.
Oof.
3 weeks to just decompress 20 years of all the work, because she'd worked out that she'd missed so much. I mean, she gained huge amounts, but we are all the product of our experiences and how we made people feel. Like I said earlier, like your house will be sold to someone else.
Yeah.
Your great-great-grandchildren ain't living in the house. It's going to be sold. Your car's going to be crushed. Everything you're wearing is going to be on a landfill one day. We're just the product of how we made people feel, who we connected with, you know, how we lived. And we've just been so caught up in this have more, do more, you know, be more. And it's just like, you know, it's such a cringy cliche, but we're human beings, not human doings. And
oh, that's a good one. Human beings, not human doings.
yeah. Let me tell you something. When you're in Maudsley with your extensions out, no makeup, no lashes, like no nails, like a limited wardrobe, you let go of that stuff. Like, you know, you become, like, I saw like the rawest version of myself, and now I try and live that version of myself like 90% of the time. If I have to put on makeup more than twice a week, I'm vexed. Like, I'm not here for it. I don't do lashes. I only get my nails done if I'm going to be photographed. This clips out. I will clip this out as soon as I leave here and be on the, like, you know, I've usually got a baseball, because I just, it doesn't have the same power over me. I'm completely detached from that. Unless it's for an occasion or whatever, it's not how I see myself. And I'm kind to myself, because I used to be really hard on myself about everything. You're not making enough money. You're not working hard enough. You're not doing enough. Your house ain't big enough. Your car ain't new. All those things ended up breaking me. Do you know what I mean? And when I thought I was dead, I realised that none of it mattered. All I could think about was my son and my husband and my mum and my friend. Like, that's all the stuff that mattered. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, when it comes down to it.
When it came down to it.
Deborah, you have to listen to your body, because if it fails you, that's it. Like, all this, you want to be outside, you want to do this, all this stuff you're doing, it is that vessel. If this don't work, then what?
Right. And it is a vessel. It's how we experience the world, quite literally. When I've got coach clients, the first thing I say to them, I check their health. And people are weird, because they're like, oh, I've come to talk about my career or my business. And I'm like, when's the last time you went to doctors? And they're like, what? I'm like, when's the last time you went dentist? When's the last time you went opticians? Because those headaches you're getting, they could be stress, but it could just be because you need your eyes tested, and you need to, it could be tension. You could be, you know, doing that all the time. And therefore you're developing this stress-related thing. That stomach thing that you're ignoring could be something else, and we're not looking after ourselves. I do that stuff every 6 months, like, you know, and people got nails and lashes and £300 thingies, but they don't want to actually invest in themselves in the same way. Do you know what I mean? In their actual health, longevity, because it's not all sustainable. Do you know what I mean? And like I say, you could be gone tomorrow, but you could live till 90.
Yeah.
And the version of your vessel that you do it in is down to the choices you're making now. Like I used to go and pound myself in cardio. Now I go and lift weights a couple of times a week because I love lifting weights, like anyway. But I'm like, I need to lift the shopping. I need to, you know, like these are the things I'm thinking of. I need to get myself out of a chair. You know, I practice yoga for mobility, flexibility, for discipline, but it keeps me in my body, you know. And again, it's the meditation. I can, in idle world, I could sit in meditation for hours if you let me. Do you know what I mean? But that sense of gratitude of my body comes from that. Do you know what I mean? I don't think people do that hardcore gym thing and are grateful for their bodies. But I will, you know, be in a certain pose and be like, look at you, girl. Like, you can still do that. You know, your body has allowed you to do that. And that's what I mean, that connection, you know. And I'm really blessed because I say to people, especially through FFG, I say, look, my work, my 6 degrees agency, that sustains me. I love the people I do with. I love my business partner. It's really hard. The industry's hard. You work. I would rather sell photocopies than people. Like, honestly, people are wild. Like, absolutely wild. But that sustains me, and I will commit to it because it's mine. But it sustains me, and I have my boundaries with that. My FFG work is like my purpose work. I do that to give back. I give that to contribute to society, to community. You know, it's charity based, it's community based. It's about uplifting people and empowering people. And then my coaching and my yoga, that's my soul work. That is the thing I love. That's the thing that I believe I'm here to do. I believe that I'm here to see people and check in on them and make sure that they are checking in on themselves.
You do. You really do.
And it's
every time you see me, every time she sees me, she's like, "Have you slept? Have you drank water? Have you?" Like, and it comes from a place like, and I get it now.
I operate entirely from a place of peace. I don't seek happiness. I don't avoid suffering. Everything's going to be what it's going to be. I operate from peace. I wake up at peace with myself. And I go to bed at peace with myself because every day, every interaction I have, no matter how small, I make it my business to make that person feel seen.
I'm just hoping this conversation is so well received because it's literally a lot of us are holding all of that and doing all of that and being all of that, and I gotta get this and I'm doing this and to be seen and 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 it's a scary place to be like, I'm gonna be at peace and not be all of that, because that's what we've been taught, right? Who are you without? When I left my previous job, who am I without that title?
Right.
Even now, I was just walking there. It's like, even when I say to people I'm doing my own stuff, it's like, it's still like they just look at you weird because it's like, well, you don't have that.
Yeah, you haven't got the shine or the
yeah. Well, you know, what do you do? What is it? And it's just very much like to let go and just be really at peace with yourself. That's a
honestly, it's my biggest achievement outside of my family, like that, because I know how extreme the other version of me was, and I know how many people see a version of me and think, oh my God, that's amazing. I want to have, and that aspirational vibe to it. And that's why now I'm sharing this, because I need people to know that actually this came because I broke the other way. Yeah. And that's why the stronger you are, you don't bend, you break.
Say that again.
And that's the stronger you break. And I see so many of us, because of the narrative that we've been, you know, raised with, so on the cusp of breaking, underneath it all, like underneath the glamour and the big titles and the amazing lives.
And your life is great.
And I'm like, sis, you need some you time. We are the worst. Black women are the worst at non-transactional time. Even they will be like, "Oh, I got my nails done, babe. That's maintenance. That is not you time. Like that is not you time. That's
Bro,
straight
you're literally, I'm
maintenance.
just like, oh, yeah, this is my time.
Yeah, no,
This is-
it's not. Like,
yeah,
this is the thing.
yeah.
Like, oh, I went dry. I had some time to myself. I went dry cleaners and I
Yeah,
dropped this off.
yeah.
No. And this is why I say it is the simple things. We've turned wellness into a bloody industry now. Retreats are selling out because people are literally escaping their lives to go and relax. That's mad to me. Like, to me, I'm like, you have to find that peace in your own space. You need to find it in your body. You know, like, you know, I think one of the things you can ask is, where's my favorite place in the world to do yoga? Wherever my mat is, that is my favorite place. My house, like I said, is chaos. There's dust sheet. Like, if I showed you videos, you'd be like, "Oh, you live here still?" I had to leave my kids at my mum's yesterday because, like I said, this man just started in another room, and I found all my space to do yoga's gone. So I scraped everything on the landing, and I put my mat down. And the minute I sat down, just felt all go away. That decompression of it all. So that has become my safe space, and it's that mat in particular. But it's just any place, because the minute I sit there, I know it's entirely me, not just the time, but the head space. Yeah. We give too much mental capacity to all the things.
Oh, you were taking us. I literally, you're taking. Don't apologize. It's been such a beautiful conversation, and I'm so grateful.
Thank you.
You felt the safe space to do that and share that, because it's going to help. It's helped me, and I hope it's going to help so many of our listeners, because it's everything you're saying is true. Everything you're saying, someone's feeling it. I'm feeling it, and it's just, we don't allow ourselves to feel it. We just go, I just got to get to the next. I just got to get to the next. I just got to get to the next. And it's like, no, without this vessel, then what is all getting to the next? You can't get to the next.
Exactly.
You literally can't get to the next.
That's why I wrote the book, because I was doing the coaching program, and again, it becomes about privilege, right? Like the women I coach are, you know, high earning, high achieving. They've got capacity and money to afford my time. And at the time, I was like, this is not, you know, this is not just for them. It's for all of us. It's for us council estate kids, us and kids from women who are struggling. Like, the world is getting tighter and tighter. And I wanted something to give them the tools that I have used and embodied that have saved me.
Developed,
And that's why the book came about, you know. I never ever thought I'd write a self-help book in the sense that I did. But it's because people always like, how do you? It's like, because I'm selfish, self-first. Selfish doesn't mean self-only. It just means, for me, it means self-first. If I can't take care of me, I can't do I can't take care of anybody else. I can't do anything else. And that's what I want us to embrace again. Yeah. Being selfish for our self-preservation. Yeah. And that's all. So that's why I'm like, sleep, drink water, and it's the basics. Chase health, not size. Drink water. Water is the most important, like, weight loss, mental health, you know, health tool in the world. And we don't drink enough. And, you know, rest, sleep, and meditation.
Amazing. Oh, I don't want to wrap up this conversation, but I know you ain't got time, and I could sit here and talk to you for hours. You know that I love you to bits.
Absolutely.
And I appreciate you so much.
I appreciate you.
What's your favorite yoga pose that boosts your mood? But I think you're going to say meditation, not...
Well, easy pose. I usually sit. Once I cross my legs, I sit up.
I can't cross my legs. It feels weird. I have to sit on my legs.
There's different ways to sit. I mean, you find what's right for the body. I mean, like I said, I've practiced yoga in a bigger body where I couldn't reach that over my tummy and my thighs. I've practiced it in a smaller body where it's really hard and supple. But the physical side of yoga, I mean, if I really think, the pose that I love.
Yeah, that boosts.
All right, honestly, if I've got a headache or I'm really tired, I go into a headstand.
A headstand?
A headstand, yeah.
Why is that? Because the blood rushing?
Yeah, literally, your whole body's upside
and
down.
That
You send, oh my gosh, if I've got a headache or I'm really tired and I've got to get pushed through something, I go up into a headstand. It took me about 15 years to get there, and it's one of those things. It's like you have to be so present in it. You will if you start being distracted or whatever, you're gonna roll out of it. So you have to be completely in your body and so aware of the alignment. It's not hard to do it physically, but it's to staying
that,
it. Like
yeah.
my record is just under 4 minutes. And I
4
know
minutes on a headstand.
in a headstand, yeah. I listen to, there's a playlist. I play the same playlist and video by India Irie is like my anthem. I'm not the average girl from a video. And when that song, I've stayed in pretty much for that whole song, and that was like, and that's when I'm like, check you out, badass,
Yes.
you badass.
Absolutely.
But equally, like I say, it centers me
Yeah.
entirely.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh wow. That's literally. How did mindfulness practice shape your career decision? Like, how did it, after all of that, how did you, because you say you still got the business, some people were like, I'm closing everything down,
Yeah.
I'm moving to Bali and not speaking to it, like being a monk. How did you find a way to not do all that, still have, like get back with you, still with your husband, your kids? How do you, after all of that?
I like I say, I started separating what the business meant in terms of what its function was.
Right.
Like I say, it's to sustain me. So as long as it made enough that I could take what I needed to out of it, yeah, it's great to be. I was like, all the aspirations, let's make it big, let's hire loads of people, let's sell it. I was like, no, sir. No, joke aside, it's about really realign, like I say, and it's how I coach, right? It's like, why? What's the why? Why are you doing it? Okay, so if I need something in life, then I'm going to work a bit harder. I believe that everybody should work at 80% capacity on a normal.
Yeah.
Then you've got the 100 for when it's busy,
Yeah.
when you've got a deal to close, when you've got to get a promotion, when something big's going on, when it's super busy, big project, big campaign, big event. But the rest of the time, I should be able to work at 80%, and that is enough to sustain me, because work is just to sustain you. There is no dream job. In your dreams, you don't work.
No.
Nobody is out here dreaming of
dream is
laptops.
Literally.
Right.
When I say, what's your dream job? To sleep.
To sleep. Well, there you go. That's
To
the whole
sleep.
thing. Sleep
To
shouldn't be
sleep.
the job. But there's
Right.
but there's no dream job.
Yeah.
So once you deconstruct that, there's a job that you'll enjoy enough that it don't feel like work.
Yeah.
And there's a job that pays you enough that it can feel like work, but you don't mind. But it can't be everything, because you're going to retire and they're going to move on. You're going to die. They're going to have your job advertised.
I'm
There was
telling
somebody
you,
who died
literally.
in our industry, and their job was advertised the following week.
Wow.
I said, look
Wow.
at that. And this is the
And there's
thing
people
you're
that have been
killing
in jobs
yourself for.
30, 40 years, and all you can go is a handshake and maybe like
Redundancy.
literally a bottle of wine. That's it. 40
COVID
years
taught
you
people.
give. You give 40 years of your
Yeah.
life and they give you a handshake and a bottle of wine.
Yeah,
That's
good
it.
luck.
And
And
move on.
you better have saved for your own pension.
Right?
Right.
So it's like, yeah.
So
you're
this is
right.
the thing.
You're
Like,
right.
you've got to decide the why
Oh my gosh.
and set your boundaries.
I mean, I'm even just so overwhelmed. There's so much I want to ask you, but
So we'll do
it's
us.
just
We'll
been
do us.
such an incredible conversation. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for
Thank
having me.
you for
Thank you for
trusting
inviting
Thank
me.
you for coming
Little
and having
nobody.
cocktails with me. Thank you for
Little
coming to
girl
my-
from Peckham.
Oh, babes, literally, I know. South, I don't get it. I still don't get it, but it's been so wonderful, and I appreciate you so much, and I love you so much.
I love you so much.
And the
honestly.
energy is real, like real. I can't tell you enough. In this day and age where energy is not, some people just. Anyway, let me just wrap this up. Okay, this has been Cocktails and Conversations with Deborah Babbio. If you liked what you hear, please subscribe for more.